Mr. Saurav Kumar, pleasure to have you on this platform.
Thank you very much.
In light of the need to combat the profound challenge of climate change, evolving an energy efficient economy in India is imperative, and Energy Efficiency Services Limited, or EESL, is mandated to do that. You have touched lighting. You're replacing street lighting with those street lighting are halogen conventional street lighting with LED under SNLP program. You're replacing LED bulbs in household under DELP program. Then you have also touched pumps, fans. So what next?
No, there's a lot of work still to be done in all the 5 sectors that you have mentioned.
Okay.
But let me start off by saying by responding to your first observation about the climate change and how energy efficiency, and you're absolutely right, it is something that the International Energy Agency has been saying for a long time, and they've come out with which is also consistent with the Paris Agreement, that by 2100 we must limit our temperature rise by below 2%. Now, for that to happen, you have to limit the percentage of carbon dioxide to 250 parts per million, right?
Okay.
Now, for that to happen, they have analyzed that more than 50% of the opportunity world over lies in energy efficiency,
Okay.
which should be the first resource. And it costs 1/4 to save a megawatt of power, energy as compared to installing it. So therefore, I mean, we have already done a lot in LED bulbs program. We are trying to enhance our LED street light program to many other states. We just started the fans program in 2 states, in Andhra Pradesh and UP, but we are now going to engage with a much larger number of states. And we have, by October, we'll start the tube light program as well.
Okay.
So the idea is to push the best technology at an affordable price, which not only helps in reducing the consumption, but most importantly helps the consumer to save electricity bills.
Okay.
Because these tube lights, for example, will save 50% of your electricity bill as compared to a fluorescent tube light.
Right. So, are you going to touch any other home appliances going forward? Any plans like AC, cooler, microwave?
Well, it depends upon, look, the proportion of consumption that a household appliance has in terms of the domestic consumption. So lighting, fans and air conditioner right now is only less than 10% in the country, but if you look at the country as a whole, these 2-3 appliances consume more than 60-70%. So we are looking at what could be the next set of equipments that we can look at. Yes, ACs certainly is something that is on our horizon. Refrigerators are the others, but all other equipments in terms of the total energy use is not very large.
Right. So any timeline you are seeing for touching those appliances?
No, as I said, there are only 2 others who contribute, which is a refrigerator and air conditioner, which is of substantive nature, where we can do an intervention. We are looking at an AC program, but not in the immediate future. Maybe towards the end of this financial year we might come out with something.
I see.
But as I said, this is something which not touching everyone in the country, because less than 10% people have ACs.
I see.
But yes, the potential is that almost every year 4 million ACs are added to the system.
Okay. My question was about this touching appliances is in light of BE program. There are mandatory scheme as well as voluntary scheme for various various appliances, and you as in EESL derives much of its power power from BEE as a consultative body and so on. So you have also brought disruption in the lighting industry. The prices have crashed, I think, to rupees 54.90.
That's correct.
So further crashes.
Well, this is something we have done maybe about 10-15 procurements in the last 2 years.
Okay.
And there has never been a price expectation from our side. We have never asked the industry to bid at a particular price point. All we have done is that we have increased competition. we have enhanced transparency, and we have made sure that whatever we say and write in the RFP in terms of payment conditions are adequately met. We have never, so it really depends upon the industry. We have put out a 5 crore order which is due 22nd of August. We'll be happy with whatever we get.
There are two set of opinions that I have come across. Some say that major players, major brands in the country benefited and stand to benefit from your EESL program. Well, few others say that no, it is the smaller players who stand to benefit. What is your assessment vis-a-vis the shaping up of this Indian lighting industry? I mean, who stand to benefit?
I think it will be wrong to say that this procurement has helped any particular segment of industry. Yes, we have, as per the government mandate, made sure that 20% of all our procurement is reserved for small and medium enterprises. So it's there, a part of the tender conditions in all our tenders, whether it is lighting or pumps or anything else. So yes, we have been promoting the small scale industry, and a lot of these small scale industry initially were OEMs. Now today they are becoming brands. Now coming back to, I think the overall lighting industry has benefited, if you ask me. The kind of capacity they have been able to create because of a sustained demand from our side. Today they are, as I understand, almost 40 million pieces of LED bulbs they are able to manufacture every month, and very high specification technically and a reasonable cost. I am told some of the players have started exporting these to developed markets. But coming back to your question on the first part, if you look at our tenders over the last 1 year, and Philips and Osram are the two major brands, I don't think Philips and Osram have actually got any orders from us. Maybe one, Osram got one, Philips has not got anything for the last one year. So it's a fair competition. Anybody who has the technical specifications is able to give us price, gets it. And every time that we are seeing, it's a different the person which is coming as L1.
Creating this energy efficiency economy calls for execution strategy. It calls for very effective talent pool as well as robust process. How are you ensuring that? Because you are the sort of motherboard. I mean, you are responsible for floating tenders and actually evolving this industry. So my question therefore is about your organization. How are you bringing change in your organization? Because this is not an ordinary organization or company. This is 21st century company here to solve the problems of this 21st century, like that climate change. So how are you doing it?
Well, if you see, energy efficiency before we started getting this kind of a success and scale was a very different business, and there were a lot of risk attached to it. What we have been able to achieve through our business models is that we have de-risked this entire sector, and thereafter it has become a simple project management exercise. Let's look at again the LED program. What are we doing? We are procuring. We are giving out to consumers at 85, 90, 95 rupees depending upon the taxes in various states. So we have a distribution channel which is very similar to any other distribution channel. Number two, it is not a question of bringing change to this company. This is how the company has evolved. I mean, we started off where I was the 13th employee 3 years ago. Today we are more than 500 people. So it is the fresh minds which have come in, and everything has a positive side of it. There was no overhang, there was no inertia, there was no history in this company, which is whether you need to bring change. So this is how we have played out. We have used a lot of IT. I mean, we are right now in the LED bulb program, we are managing about 15,000 distribution points in the country, and it's only a team of 80 people who's managing it across the country, because we use a lot of IT. You have seen our dashboard, which is not just for public viewing. It's a control mechanism for us. So that's how we have been able to create a lean organization with fresh thinking, fresh ideas. The average age of the organization is 35
Okay.
or maybe less.
Okay.
So there's a lot of energy, there's a lot of enthusiasm, and that's what we need.
So actually, you are just reflecting the on the macro situation that most of the population of India is under 35 age. India is a young country, so you are actually reflecting that in your organization.
I said that there is
Yeah.
no overhang,
Yeah.
there is no history. Otherwise, what happens in government organizations is that there is an inertia, there is a set procedure.
Right.
We are willing to innovate, we are willing to let people innovate. Of course, there is an overall monitoring that you can't go berserk in all that. But yes, any fresh idea is always welcome, because that's what we would aspire to be.
Let me ask you this question: how do you see people of this generation vis-a-vis your generation? I mean, how they are different or unique?
No, the young generation is definitely much more informed, much more tech savvy as my generation, and they have fresh ideas.
Okay.
I mean, even I've been working in the government for 25 years. Maybe my ideas are set because I have been used to that government system. But many of in fact, 90% of my workforce is coming fresh. What we have been able to achieve is to nurture that, delegate, nurture, and make sure that we get the best out of it.
And your experience is very unique. Since you are working with so young workforce, vis-a-vis your earlier stints in earlier organizations. So, are you also considering lateral entries in your organization?
No, there is all our as I said, because we did not have a cadre. So till now,
All are experts,
no, we just advertise and take people from open market.
Okay.
So it's all lateral entry right up to the level of the general manager. In fact, we are advertising the director, two director positions also from open market.
Do you have any plans to list your company in stock exchange?
Look, we have our real growth happened last year.
Okay.
Where from 70 crore turnover the year before, 14-15, we have exceeded 700 crores.
Okay.
This year we hope to touch about 2,500 crores.
Okay.
It's only after then we feel a good valuation will happen, when there is a sustained growth over 2-3 years. Otherwise, people might feel it's a flash in the pan.
I see. I see. So, let me now come to your most recent initiative, that is National Energy Efficiency Fans. You are distributing 55 watt?
50 watt.
50 watt. 50 watt 5-star B, 5-star rated energy efficiency fans. But my question to you is, when there is BLDC technology, which actually harnesses 35 watt, why are you distributing 50 watt?
Okay, we have done procurement for both.
Okay.
Right. A 5-star fan, which I am currently distributing to consumers, on an upfront cost comes to around 1150 rupees.
Okay.
My base cost for BLDC fan is about 1800 rupees.
Okay.
Add to the distribution costs, let's say another 300, add to the taxes,
Okay.
it's about 2200. Now 1100 rupees for a 15 watt differential makes no economic sense. So the industry will have to reduce prices even further.
Okay.
If we have to, and I said this to the industry before we started the procurement exercise, that you already know the price points, and it is not commercially viable. I can't convince you that for 15 watt you pay me a double the amount.
Okay.
So the industry has to work towards reducing the cost. Yeah.
Okay. But I can draw a parallel. I think in 2006 or 7, the then government, they went ahead with Bachak Lamp Yojana with CFL. LED was there. 6 or 7 years down the line, government is okay. It's a different party. Is promoting LED. But considering that it's a national movement, so to say, energy efficiency as a national movement, don't you think that we are doing the same mistake?
No, there was no mistake earlier. Let's remember, while energy efficiency, why 35 watt? There are fans at 20 watts also. Those fans cost you about maybe $100. Now, ultimately, the way we are getting recovery from the consumer, it is you and I who's paying this. Now, while energy efficiency is good, it is also important for us to maintain the economic balance. In Bachat Lamp Yojana, there was a climate finance that was coming in. There was a carbon finance element that was helping people actually subsidize that CFL bulb. There is no carbon market right now. So it's not a question of that government versus this government. In LEDs, we have been able to reach the scale, and I must compliment the industry that they have also reduced prices progressively, and that's why we are seeing a revolution that we are seeing. So I'm hoping for the same. We have no idea how this climate finance business will happen, because this is beyond the government of India's control. This is in the UN. It will play out. How it will play out, nobody knows.
What if these 50-watt fans need to be replaced again by 30 or 35 watt 5 years down the line?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Then if we have somebody has to look. India and developing countries' principal stand in the climate negotiations and the discourses, which is reflected in the Paris Agreement. We have not caused this problem. It is it was not 250 parts per million, it was 450 parts per million. It is not us who have made this problem. It is you who have done this. Now, if we are talking about 450 parts per million, you are already occupying 80% of the space.
Right.
Now, you want us to develop in a manner that I only use 20% and still be at par. That's not possible. I have the 300 million people who have no access to energy. So while climate change is extremely important, we have no doubt, but somebody has to pay for the I mean, why in the US people are not using LEDs? Just because the power is absolutely cheap. Just for a simple intuitive calculation, look at a liter of gasoline cost in US and look at the liter of gasoline cost in India. They're the same. Divided by the per capita income, US is 17 times cheaper than India. So, do we want to push the latest technology at a very high cost to Indian people? No, certainly not. So there has to be a balance. While BLDC fans are available, if they are available at 1100 rupees, why not? We will do it. Or somebody should account for that 1100 rupees. I will not like my consumers to pay for a higher cost just because we have not done anything to the environment. In fact, India has been one of the, we do only 4% of global emissions.
You have interest for BLDC based fans. What is the idea?
The idea is basically BLDC has a lot of applications, not just in fans. It's any motor application. And if you just disaggregate all the energy consumption across sectors, including in industry, motors account for about 40% of the total energy consumption. Now that's about 400 billion units. Theoretically, I'm just telling you. BLDC motors can reduce your consumption by 50%.
Yes.
So we are looking at a long-term opportunity, making sure we start manufacturing it with a technology partner, so that we are able to provide an affordable product to people, whether it is an industrial consumer, a domestic consumer, or whosoever else.
So I think you floated very recently, a month ago, I guess.
Yes, that's correct.
So any progress on that?
No, we are awaiting responses. I think we should be getting the responses at the end of this week or next week. Then we will do an evaluation as to which could be the best partner to go with.
What is the time do you have in your mind to commission this plant?
It's too early to say anything. It depends upon, first of all, a technology partner. Then we'll sit down and discuss in detail what are the requirements of setting up a manufacturing facility, what are the timelines, and then so there's something too nascent to be put a timeline to.
Which states have signed up for this National Energy Efficiency Fans program?
UP, Andhra Pradesh. Then there are many others who are waiting. A lot of northeast states. Then Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha, Maharashtra, many others. I mean, we just completed the tender process. So supplies are due first week of September. So we'll roll this out in these parts as well.
So it is yet to be installed in homes, or it has been installed?
No, about 80,000 fans have already been distributed.
So
not a large number, but
yeah. So any feedback you got from the consumers?
As of now, very positive. Because people are using it and people are seeing the benefit.
Please give us a clarity who is going to take care of this installation and after sales of fans?
No, as far as the after sales, for 2 years the vendor who supplied the fans will provide the maintenance services.
I see.
Installation is on the account of the consumer. That is not part of this program.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
in fact, that is not part of any of our program, whether it is tube lights or bulbs or fans.
Okay. No, like with respect to lights, it's very easy to install tube lights or bulb. But you need a electrical contractor to install a fan.
No, fair enough.
It is not provided by any stores actually.
No. They are. That's what our misconception is. Every year, 3 crore fans are sold in the country. These fans are getting installed anyway.
Yeah. No. My thought was that the dealers, they put in touch their contractors to the consumers. They themselves don't do.
Fair enough. But there is an ecosystem which is available.
There is the ecosystem.
Same ecosystem will do this.
So you are not.
We are basically pushing the unstarred category fans to a 5-star category. Nothing else. Everything else is there in the ecosystem.
Okay. So coming back to lighting, what are the milestones you are looking at right now?
No, this year we are targeting 15 crore lamps. We are closing in on 6 crores already. This is only the 4th month that we are completing. So we hope to achieve that target. In the street light, we should be doing about 20 lakhs. Tube lights, 1 crore procurement we have done. We'll see how the response comes up in states, and we'll then decide what should be our year-end target. But I'm hoping it should be at least 3 crores.
I see.
Because the price that has come looks to be a very fantastic price where people, particularly in urban areas, commercial, would be willing to provide, because it's 2 times the cost that is there in the open market.
And what kind of milestones you are looking at fans for your fans program?
Fans about 20 lakhs this year.
By December?
But no, we have fiscal year.
Okay, March.
March.
Okay, I see. Going to this very core issue, communication. How are you communicating with the stakeholders, including end consumers, and how are you convincing them that they must replace their inefficient lights and fans, particularly?
Look, what the LED bulb program has done is that it has enhanced people's awareness about energy efficiency. And the way we have marketed this is that it is you who will stand to gain. We have not talked about environment to that extent, etc., etc. But what we did a survey as to what is the marketing strategy we must adopt. What we found is that most people get swayed by the fact that it saves them electricity bill, because as I said, electricity is a very costly in India. So in the same manner, that's why we don't do a large concept selling advertisements. You may have seen that. Our awareness is more grounded. If I'm doing the fan program in Narsapur district of Andhra Pradesh, it will be focused in that district, in local language, in door-to-door campaigns, distributing pamphlets, doing announcements that this is where you can come in, this is where you will get it, and these are the benefits that you will. So that has proved to be a lot better than probably a TV advertising, etc., etc.
Unlike incandescent bulbs, fans generally have lifespan of 10 to 12 years. So there could be some kind of resistance from the consumers for replacement. However you have shown those benefits on bill. What is your take on that?
No, you're absolutely right, and that's why if you see our ambition for fans is far lower than our ambitions for any other product. Because fan is not something that you buy without thinking. Only when you require a fan you go and buy. So even if there is a kiosk selling you a 1100 rupee or 1200 rupee fan, you will not, maybe a bulb or tube light you will pick up. But as you rightly say, the fans last forever. But we are initially targeting the new fan market. Let people use this fan, see the benefit, what we have seen, word to mouth publicity thereafter is something which will drive people to replace their existing fan.
Prices crashed in lighting. It may likely to have in fans also.
No, it has already happened. The 5-star fans you can find out in the market sell at about 1800 rupees.
Okay.
The same fans are available, same brands at 1150 rupees.
Okay. So how are you ensuring that your suppliers meet quality?
No, they have a
promise.
No, they have a. First of all, they have a BE 5-star rating. So BE has an independent mechanism of verifying those labels. That's one. Number two, we also pick up fans at the pre-dispatch stage during distribution, send it to NABL labs just to make sure that they adhere to the quality standards. Which is the same thing that we do in bulbs and tube lights everywhere.
Mr. Kumar, you are known for your execution in lighting. We have seen your speed in execution in lighting. We hope that you will be able to reflect that execution strategy in fans as well.
We would very much like to.
On the behalf of Sourcing Electricals and Lighting Magazine, wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure meeting you.